and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed. So, we've got a bank holiday weekend, VE Day weekend, plenty of time in the shed, got loads of little bits to do, so let's crack on. Right then, first little job, engine's all coming together nice, it's looking really good now. Next little job to do, I've got the inlet manifold. It's a single carb model, so it comes two into one, and I've got the inlet manifold to mount onto these two holes here. So a couple of gaskets, a few nuts and bolts, and we'll have that on. Okay, so the inlet manifold's on. Next little couple of jobs I've got to do. I've got my clutch centre here with the cush drive. As you remember, the rubbers were worn out. So I've got a new set of rubbers here. There's the new rubbers. The big ones are the drive cushion and the little ones are the rebound cushion. So I've got to put those in there. And I've got the cover plate for the back of the clutch. To seal off the gearbox, and that needs a new seal because that one split, so I've got a new seal to put in there. So that's the little job I'm going to do next. These rubbers, rubbers are funny stuff. Well, you don't really want to put oil and chemicals on the rubber because you don't know if it's going to degrade, right? So I don't want them swimming in oil to be able to slide them in nice, because I'm not sure if that will be any good for them or not. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that we need to brace ourselves. I'm going in dry. Right, so got cover plate there with a new seal in it, which is great. I've got the clutch centre here with the new cush drive rubbers in, which is great. That's the centre boss that goes on there, so this fits in there somehow, and that bolts onto there. And actually, when you put that on, then you've got to put some bearings in for that to sit in, and those bearings are in here. So I've got the bearings there. And then I've got the clutch plates here. Alright, so first thing I need to do is I've got a nice new gasket for on here, so I need to put some sealant on that, get that cover plate on, then I can put the clutch centre on, and then we can start building the clutch up. Brill. Okay, so as you can see, the clutch unit is all in there now. So the next thing to go on is the pressure plate. All right, now the pressure plate is here. This is the pressure plate which goes on to there, like that, which holds the clutch in place. Brilliant. Now, to do that, you put a spring in, and then you put these brass nuts, brass nuts I suppose, in there. Now I can't do that, and I'll tell you why I can't do that, because those nuts go on a bolt, and the bolt goes in first, and I forgot to put the bolts in. So now I've got to take it all back apart again to put the bolts in. Keeping it real. Well, I believe I was saying something about the bolts in the centre, which are now there by the magic of television. So here's the pressure plate. Pressure plate goes on here, like that, and then we've got 4 clutch springs and the floor clutch nuts. You know what I meant. So they go in there like that. Lovely jubbly. And then these just go in there, squash the springs down a little bit and bite onto there. Now that gives you, that's your spring load to keep the clutch closed. Right. So most of the work keeping the clutch closed is done by friction, but obviously you want it to be kind of held shut. So friction plate goes on like that, which means the clutch centre can't spin inside it. Nice solid clutch. Now what we do need to do is tighten these up and get a DTI on it and level this out. Make sure it's running true. So I'm going to I'm going to do that now. Right. Okay, so clutch is on. Got the pressure plate fairly true. It's not the best kind of, everything's a little bit wobbly really for my DTI, but I think I've got that running within 1/4 of a millimetre, so that's about 10/1000ths of an inch, which is pretty good for one of these standard pressure plates. You can get like nice billet aluminium ones that are all modern and everything, but I mean, you know, this isn't, you know, going to be a drag racer or anything like that. You know, that's going to be near enough. You just want to make sure that when you push and disengage the clutch, the plates come off evenly. You know, you don't want to dig on one side because, you know, it's just going to cause issues. So that's I'm going to say that's pretty good, and that's ready. So the clutch is ready. And we can drop the primary chain on now and see where we are. I think we're at a point where we seriously need to consider putting it back in the bike. But I'll stick the primary chain on now, and we'll see where we get to. Right, you join me at a moment of realisation, and that moment of realisation is that there's no way you can put this duplex chain on these 2 chain wheels while they're all bolted in the bike. You have to put them in when it goes in. So for the 3rd time now, I'm going to take it all apart, take it all off, drop the chain on it and put it all back together again. Alright, here we go. Right then, once again we've put the clutch assembly on. Clutch assembly's on, straightened it all up again with the DTI again. We've got the crank sprocket on, we've got the clutch on, clutch basket. Thing is now, when I tried to true it up, you can't true it up, it just doesn't spin, right? So you have to turn the whole engine over. So to turn the whole engine over, I've had to put a kickstart on. Can you see the kickstart yet? Kickstart, which is a manky old kickstart. I think I probably need a new one. So yeah, so with the kickstart on, grab a tooth, there you go. There's the engine turning over. Look at that. Fantastic. So I think that's going to do for now. Obviously we need to tension the chain, which is this little tensioner kind of thing that goes in here. Bit of a primitive one compared to the later Triumph engines, but you know, it's alright. So that goes in there, but that gets held on with one of the bolts for the generator. So yeah, when we put that on, that'll tension, or take the slack out of the chain anyway. Yeah, so there we go, pretty much built. Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm going to do next. I don't know, I'll come up with something. Join me again next time. Right, it's not next time, right? I know I said, oh, join me again next time, right? But I think this video is only about 10-15 minutes long, right? So I might do just an extra little bit. And that extra little bit, right now, I've got all the bolts and stuff tight on the transmission. Now I can put the transmission cover on, which is nice because it's shiny. So I think we'll do that. We'll do that now. And I'll cue some funky music and get it on. Alright, there we go, transmission is on. Nice indicator lever, this is what gear you're in, lovely shiny casing. Fantastic. Really shitty old gear lever, which isn't very good. That's going to need to be replaced. And the kickstart's a bit minging too, so that's going to need to be replaced as well. But yeah, there we go, there's so there's pretty much the transmission. So we can kickstart it now, and it's got a spring on it and it changes gear. Brilliant. See you next time.